Here's the countdown. We are going. Welcome to the Public Speaking Expert Podcast. I am Elliot Ken. I'm your host with the most, apparently. And today we're going to be talking about, would you pass the agency profile test? That's the key question here. Would you pass the profile agency test? But before I deep dive into that, here's what I want to ask you. Do you know the difference between a bureau, an agency, and a manager? A bureau, an agency, and a manager. That is right. A bureau, an agency, and a manager. Do you know the difference? Do you? Do you? Do you? Do you? Well, let me talk about that for a second, right? Now, of course, for those who've been following the podcast for a while, you would remember that normally we'd have Jose here, but Jose has flown the nest and he's off doing other things. So it's me leading the front line of the Public Speaking Expert podcast. So this season's all about influence, right? And one of the ways to be key and influential is, of course, to have someone representing you. And you have someone representing you, it's far more influential, right? You're like, hey, speak to my agent. Speak to my agent. No, you need to contact my agent. Yeah, my agent, right? And that's a pretty cool thing to have. But the question is, and I get this a lot from people who want to be influential, who are business owners who want to speak, or entrepreneurs that want to speak, right? I get this a lot. A lot. Should I get an agent? I want an agent. And I just want to talk about how that works because it's different in different countries. But in the UK, a bureau works on sort of the 80-20 rule, right? So it works on the premise that 20% of the speakers will give the bureau 80% of. Digest that again. 20% of the speakers will give them 80% of the business. So they might have thousands of people on their book, but only 20% of the people. And they might must take. Now you can get smaller boutiquier bureaus, but again, they want to know that you are going to bring some kind of work at some point for them. So that's a bureau. An agent in wants to know that you're busy. They want to take over your diary and they want to manage it for you because they want to know that you're already booked and you're bookable. And therefore, if you're being booked and you're bookable, then they can manage that for you. They also get manage the negotiation, the contract. So do bureaus, by the way. Um, but agency wants to know that you're busy already, right? And a manager is someone that literally probably Jesse J said this right. You hand over a chunk of your life and they manage that from the parties you go to where you're seen, to the speaking gigs, to who you sit down at a table with. It's a much different role. And normally a manager will take you on because you're very commercial and they can get a big chunk of potential money that they help you generate. So the key thing with an agency, would you pass the test? And the first question is, are you ready? How busy are you really? How busy are you really? Are you really busy that you can't manage your diary? That's the perfect time to go to an agent. Then do you have everything else in place that will entice an agent? So is your diary full with speaking opportunities? Do you have stuff in the pipeline? And if the answer is yes, yes, then the chances are you have a really good show reel, you have a really good one pager, you have a really good bio, you have everything a speaker needs to be packaged to be then represented. Now, if you're not very busy, most agencies aren't interested. Um, do you have lots of stuff in the pipeline? You might not be busy right now, but you might have 10 speaking opportunities booked up, right? If that's the case, then they might be interested. But if you don't have a great show reel, if you don't have a uh, great bio, great images, great speaker toolkit, then again, the agent isn't interested because they've got nothing to sell you with. And someone that works with speakers to do that. And one of the services we do is called Gig Getters, where we help people find speaking opportunities. And I can tell you now, the amount of times we found speakers opportunities, but their speaker toolkit has let them down, right? We haven't been able to put them forward because they haven't had the right ones. It just means that people move on, the industry moves on, right? They're not going to wait for you to get your show reel ready or get everything ready. So I just wanted to say that you've really got to think about, are you going to pass the speaker profile thing? And of course, do you have a following? Agents want to know that you have a following, whether that be a small following in an industry or a big following on social media. They want to know that there's traction there. That's the key. So ask yourself those questions. Are you really busy? Do you have a pipeline? Is your speaker toolkit up to date? And do you have a following that's substantial enough to then sell and promote you? All right, think about that. Would you pass it? Be honest with yourself. Now, of course, remember that we can help you with that. We can help you with your bookings. We can help you with your toolkit. We can help you with your speaking. So if in any way this appeals to you, reach out, send us a message. You can contact me on LinkedIn under Elliot K. You can contact us on the YouTube channel that you might be watching this as well, or you can send us a message as well Just drop us a message on any of them and we can help you with that as well. But would you pass the speaker agency profile test? I wonder. Till the next time, see you later.